Buzz buzz.
Buzz buzz.
What's up? We're at the Chamber of Cannabis event. We got some good special guests.
All right, everyone, to your seats, please. Please take a seat so we can get started on time. Yes, that means you standing up. You standing up. Everyone standing up. You.
We are at Chamber of Cannabis event. Tonight they have special guest Ricky Williams, ex-ball player.
Yes, to your seat, please. We have lots of seats up front. Lots right in front so we can keep a close eye on you, JC
No one
and
wants to sit with
Tony.
me.
Do you need to sit up front? Joe Bancheri.
We meet again.
Can you get everyone inside to come out full time? Get them to come out full time.
Oh, I get it now. Yeah. Give me a minute. Hello, I'm Jordan. Nice to meet you.
Welcome, Alyssa. Welcome, Tim Brand. Go ahead and take a seat. I see you. I see you coming in late.
No? Oh, what are you doing?
I have a podcast.
Even better.
We're on YouTube
Fuck yeah,
right
that sounds way more fun. What's up, YouTube? How's it going, y'all?
So basically this like
All right, just waiting on a few who are slow at following directions.
YouTube on the back.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Hot as fuck. Sweating balls out here. About to start. So today we're talking about basically an athlete who broke down the barriers between sports and cannabis, which you guys saw that on one of my first episodes with David Irving. But we also got a bunch of people from the chamber here. We got the honey with the honey up there. Buzz Buzz. Do you remember her?
All right, we still got some folks standing in the back.
We got Tina.
You're standing.
Tina
You should be
Ullman,
sitting.
Motherfucking Tina.
president of the chamber. Her interview comes out this weekend. Okay.
Chia. Got a seat for you up here,
We got a
sister.
text, so I did an interview with the honey
Okay.
here, and then Tina's I'm dropping this weekend.
That's
So,
badass.
yeah.
Tina's amazing.
And then I'm definitely gonna do Chef Stacy over here. Yeah, we were high as fuck in Tina's interview. We were just like gone.
How you doing?
Buzz, buzz.
All right.
Buzz, buzz. Let me hear it one more time. If you can hear me and are paying attention, say buzz, buzz. That's what I love to hear. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to the monthly Chamber of Cannabis events, where we are so excited for networking and enjoying a space together. And so I'm going to take my mask down because it's suffocating me and I'm the only one in the audience with it. So buzz, buzz again. We are going to go ahead and start off today with a message of intention. And thank you all for just tuning in. I love the ears and I love your faces. So let's get it started. We started out this summer on a high note and we gained a great deal of wins over the last 60 days. Wouldn't you say? Right. So today we gather here to commemorate on the initiatives that we took as an association. Thank you so much to each and every one of you that helped lead these initiatives. We are so grateful. So we're ready to keep the summer rolling, buzz, buzz. So help me welcome to the stage our president, Tina Ullman, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Jodeci. Thank you guys so much for coming. We appreciate it. We have a highly educational and inspirational meeting for you today. So if you could give us your undivided attention for 60 minutes, I promise it will be well worth your time. I do want to welcome everyone here, starting with our returning members. Many of you who have been rolling with us since day one, which was really just 10 months ago.
Thank you for showing up. That's half the part of being a chamber member. And thank you for being consistent. Next, we want to welcome our new members. We have a lot of new members, and it's your first time at a meeting. Thank you for seeing what we're doing and want to being a part of it. Many of you also have reached out on social media and give us lots of encouragement, so we really appreciate that as well. And then we want to welcome our guests, the folks who had no idea what they were getting themselves into today, and they decided to give us a shot. So we thank you for being here, and we hope when you leave here today, you have a much better understanding about how this association is playing a key role in moving the Nevada cannabis market forward and inclusively. So if you like what you see here today, you want to be a part of it, you want to put your name on it, invest your time, your finances, we definitely would like for you to be a part of that. Now, we do want to point out a couple guests before we get on with the show and give them a warm chamber welcome. So first, we do want to acknowledge our guest of honor, a Heisman Award winner and a Heisman brand creator. Please welcome Mr. Ricky Williams. Not to the stage, just a warm welcome. There you go. Thank you. And then we have our favorite change maker and our biggest supporter at the Nevada Legislature. Please help us welcome Assemblyman Steve Yeager in the back. He's hiding behind Lloyd's huge arms. Lloyd, step to the side, please. Oh, that's security. Sorry. So sorry. If you're just coming in, thank you. Go ahead and grab a seat. If you have a seat next to you, you can raise your hand so folks know. Thank you so much. Do we have Tick here? He was a possible.
Smoking weed.
Smoking weed. And do we have Roz? Not yet. Okay. And do we have Frank Hawkins? Not yet. All right.
Stoner time.
Stoner time, yeah. Hey, great job on breaking stereotypes and stigmas. If you were on time today, give it up for yourself. If you were late, don't clap. Oh my God, this is great. Now we have a band behind our jets. You gotta be joking my ass. Well, for those of you who came early, thank you for coming early. We hope you got to meet some new people. We know it always is a little weird, meeting new people, not really sure what to say, what do you do with your hands? But we want everyone to know this is a place that you can feel comfortable because we are all connected by the cannabis plant. It is one thing that we have all in common. And if you're sitting here today, you probably believe in the power of the plant and it has affected you or your loved ones in some way. And when you meet someone that doesn't believe in cannabis or doesn't know about it, you immediately want to tell them all about it and why they should use it and every product they should use. And it's also safe to say if you're sitting here, you probably want to be a part of building this industry in Nevada. We definitely are very competitive at Chamber within ourselves, and we want Nevada to be the most thriving and inclusive state in the nation. So if you don't know what to talk about, you could always talk about those two things. Yourself, how you're making our state better, save the complaints. We want to talk about best practices and positive things here. When you leave here today, if you didn't get to talk to people because you were a little nervous, we're going to have the band play a little bit longer. And we hope that you all leave with a little more resources and education that you came in with. Everyone probably got a program. If you're not going to use that program, you can give it back to us, but we do encourage you to hang it up, put it on your team's bulletin boards. So if you're a member here, your teams know what you're doing in the community. All right, information. Everybody here probably subscribes to so many different cannabis subscriptions, Instagrams, emails. You have information flying at you all the time, and it can be a little overwhelming to know where to put your focus. And that's exactly why this association wants to help you focus on what's happening in Nevada. So our three pillars that we focus on here are moving cannabis commerce forward, restoring justice, and getting involved in our community with our own hands and our own finances. So again, if those are things that you also agree with, we'd love to have you as a member. If I can have the folks in the back too, if you guys want to take a seat, feel free. Thank you. Now, why are we doing all this, you might ask, as volunteers? Well, because we recognize our privilege to be in this space where we live in a state that you can legally purchase cannabis, and now we'll have designated venues where you can legally consume cannabis in public. So we definitely believe that it's a privilege to be here. We understand people are still sitting in prison, and we want to put our 2 cents in on how things are going and really truly creating a great environment that people can work in. Do you guys agree? Woo! Yeah, can I get a yeah?
Yeah!
Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell
Okay, just checking, make sure you're not too super stoned. All right.
I love this tiger though. Like what? Who is this the tiger's brand?
Up.
I mean, Kana.
No, not yet.
Is this there?
Now, in order to do all these things, we need to make relationships with our regulators and our legislators, and that's what we've been doing for the last 10 months. We've been in association, and we hope that you can meet more of those folks here today, and really be a part of building really the good old days. We hope 5 years from now you guys are sitting here and we're talking about how awesome the chamber meeting was when Ricky Williams came, and we're building something great. So thank you all for coming. I'm going to turn it over now to my partner in justice, our Vice President, Danny B.
Hi everyone. Hi, thank you. My name is Danny B. I'm the Vice President. Danny B, the B stands for be the best version of yourselves, which I know all of you are doing by being here today, and I really appreciate you joining us. So, I know your time is valuable and I don't want to waste any of it. So on to me a little bit. I did grow up in neighboring Utah, and I do like to build my community. So unlike my Mormon friends that come door to door, I decided to instead lead our community service initiative. So I won't be coming to your door. I won't be wearing a suit. You can check out my outfits on Instagram though, just saying.
There we go.
But here at the Chamber, community service is extremely important to us, and this is a resource that we offer to our members. Why would we want to do community service? You say we're a cannabis business, we need to sell weed. Well, there's more to it, right? Doing volunteer work gives you free publicity. We're already really limited with our marketing capabilities. Why not put your name out into the community in a positive way? People will invest in your business if they see you investing in the community. What else can it do? Your leaders, they can become ambassadors. Not only are they ambassadors and business leaders, they can now build up the community. Again, positive, positive, positive. Another part, volunteering, you can combat the stigma. I feel like maybe all of you can relate. In almost any conversation I have with the normies, I call the people not in the industry, I'm always talking about weed, right? It's always coming up. That's the one way that we can all combat the stigma and really change this industry. What else? Businesses, we all could use a little bit more culture, retention, and growth. So we want to help you do that. We do a monthly service project. Sorry, this fan is a lot, but I'm honored. But anyway, so with volunteer work, we want to help you with culture. We want to help you have retention. We want to help you grow, and we want to grow this community together. So we know you might not have a volunteer coordinator, but we do a monthly volunteer project, and we'd love to have you join. On that note, I want to talk about the volunteer project we did last Saturday. We had people from Team Cultivate, Planet 13, Hardeen, Save Flower. I want to give a huge shout out to those people that showed up for our community. We partnered with, yeah girl, thank you Erin, you're #1 volunteer right now, and Tiffany as well. Thank you. Last week on Saturday, we partnered with New Era Las Vegas. What they do is they do a bunch of things for their community, but Hood to Hood project. So went door to door handing out food and water to people that live below the poverty line, people that have probably been affected by the war on drugs. So again, it was one of the most humbling things I've done in a long time. I cried the whole time. Thank goodness I was wearing humongous sunglasses, but we would love to have you join. You don't have to cry, but you just might. So we will be doing a monthly project. Again, follow us on Instagram. That's one of our benefits. I do want to give a shout out to someone that is doing huge things with their cannabis company, Sam from New Leaf. Where are you? Yeah, girl. All right, every month. Yes, not only does Sam volunteer with veterans, coaching a rowing team, I believe, but she also does a monthly volunteer project with New Leaf, so they have a monthly commitment, and if you'd like to join, it's with the Just One Project. It's really beautiful. They do a mobile pantry. Their next one will be August 21st. You can reach out to me, chamberofcannabis@gmail.com, and I can connect you with that. And I do believe when we all signed these licensing agreements that we did mention that we were going to be doing something for our community. Again, that's a benefit we as the chamber want to provide you as cannabis business and leaders. Will help you fulfill that corporate social responsibility. And speaking of connections we've made, there's so many friendly faces here. There's so much talent. Look around, really. There's people that started this industry day one They laid out the initial bricks, they laid out the foundation. There's people that joined in the middle that are every single day building this industry to be the best that it's going to be, right? Nevada should and will be the best cannabis industry in the United States, I'm sure of it. And we want to make sure that you are connecting with leaders and making sure that you can help each other, right? That's our goal at the Chamber, to foster resources and connections. So if there's anything that you need, please let us know. If there's anything that you offer and you want to share, please let us know. If there's someone you'd like to know, we're here to help you find that person. So moving right along, I want to talk about one connection I've made with an organization that is very close to, I think, all of us, right? So this organization is called Decriminalize Nature. I want to give a shout out to founder Brian right here. Give a wave. Okay. Decriminalize Nature, their whole goal is making entheogens the lowest priority for law enforcement. And what's an entheogen, you might ask? Anyone know? Well, it's a plant that once you ingest it, it gives you an altered state of consciousness. And I'm willing to guess that probably everyone here, their favorite entheogen is cannabis, right? So this is another group that we'd like to ally with, and if you are interested in being an advocate, let me know and I can connect you to Brian. But this is an important work. Cannabis has been the axe that has split this log, we can say, for advocacy, but let's keep protecting our patients, our consumers, our friends, our veterans that need patient protection. Perfect. And last little nugget I have, one thing we do offer at the Chamber is professional development opportunities. So monthly we do a Nuggets of Knowledge course. It's only 30 minutes. I know you can all pay attention that long. You're about to do it twice. But Nuggets of Knowledge, it's an opportunity for you to share with your friends, yourself, do some professional development. And this next Nuggets of Knowledge, we'll be hearing from Dr. Michelle Ross. She's a neuroscientist, a cannabis entrepreneur, cannabis author, cannabis patient. And she will be speaking to all of us, anyone that's interested. It'll be a Zoom course about entheogens and cannabis and how that affects the brain. So unfortunately that had to be postponed until September, but if you read our weekly roll-ups, which you all should, I highly recommend, you can keep up with the haps. And on that note, Tina, I think it's your turn. Isn't she great? She's great.
All right, next up, we want to welcome, now that you know a little bit about us, we want to shout out some of our new members. So starting with our new green member, MJ Unpacked. For those of you who don't know about MJ Unpacked, it happens the exact same time at... Can we move this fan? It's a little much, I feel like Marilyn Monroe, kind of, which is good, but still, it's kind of weird. Go
ahead, honey.
Yeah, put it on all these sweaty men. Sweaty men, right here, sweaty men. Thank you so much. So MJ Unpacked happens alongside of MJ BizCon. Gentleman from San Diego, cannabis. Here in Las Vegas, we try to be quiet during shows. We got some homies from the San Diego cannabis scene. Give it up for them. Give it up for our homies from the San Diego cannabis scene. All right, so MJ Unpacked happens alongside of MJ BizCon, and it's going to be focusing on brands, retailers, and investors. So if you do not want to walk long hauls of packaging and lights and cultivation material, we suggest looking at MJ Unpacked. It's also very affordable. We'll be having a booth there and hosting a panel on consumption lounges. Also, after we announce each member, we're going to do a fun little 2 claps, right? So Danny's going to kick it off with our next new member, and then you guys are going to give 2 claps. Let's practice it. Ready? 2 claps. Oh my goodness gracious. Let's do it again. Ready? 2 claps. Okay, lots of folks up there not clapping. You would want people to clap for you. All right, ready? Danny, kick it off. Hold on, does this mic work? Are we here? Can you hear me? Okay, so we love seeing products that be an alternative to alcohol, so let's give 2 claps to Sip Elixirs. Yes! All right, introducing our first gold member. We have a very unique product. It's the only infused syrup tincture on the market. Please help me welcome with 2 claps, Canaline!
All right, and my gosh, who doesn't wish they had better equipment in their facility? Give a big welcome to Green Bros.
And if you want to know a bunch of data about your customers and aren't sure how to get it to increase your revenues, we definitely recommend you check out this new member. Give 2 claps for Philo.
Okay, and do you work in a production facility and need ERP solutions? Well, you should probably hit up my friends at Canix.
Can you tell our salespeople or what? All right, coming in hot with those cannabis-derived terps and high THC. Give it up for Indocard and Aerocard.
We missed it.
All right, next we have one of the largest verticals in Nevada and everyone in Utah's favorite dispensary, Deep Roots.
Oh, we got some folks coming in still. Go ahead and grab a seat. Hi, Mark from Flower One. Mark's my partner at Flower One. Thank you for supporting me. He'll be doing my bodyguard service when I'm running for city council.
Ew.
All right, and just in today, our newest dispensary in Las Vegas, who has committed publicly to donating 70% of their revenue to charity. Please help me welcome Tree of Life.
Wow.
All right, you've probably done a lot of sales or made a lot of menus, but let's welcome Leafling. Oh, and next I want to introduce one more person. I'm going to actually have someone from our board, Ashley Ciliberti, who's going to introduce us to some ancillary businesses. You all know her, and we all love her selfies. Ashley.
Woo! What a great intro, thank you. So first, I just want to say thank you for everyone coming, and this area is very important to me because we can't build the gap between normies and our industry without ancillary services that support us. So first and foremost, one of my best friends, Bella, with Lit Spices, when Lit Spices turns to Lit and Fit Food Truck.
Ready? Clap, clap.
Next, we have Pacific West Injury Law. If you're going to have an attorney, right there, you need one that respects your cannabis consumption and isn't going to use it against you. So when you need an attorney, call the best hybrid attorney around, Pacific West.
And I need another sangria.
All right, thank you. And one more.
And then we have specializing in risk analysis and casualty insurance. Give it up for former UNLV alumni president Matt Engel of Insurance Office of America.
Thank you so much, Ashley.
All right, next up we have our partners. Now, what's the difference between our partners and our members, you might ask? Well, our members are there to be a part of the organization. They see what we're doing. They want to commit their time and their finances overall to every cause. Our partners are those who have a vested interest in the legislative work that we've done this session to get AB 341 passed, which is the Consumption Lounge Legalization Bill. So if you're in the audience today and you plan on capitalizing off of that bill, whether it's by trying to open a lounge, creating products, because there will be infused food and of course non-alcoholic infused drinks, we would love to have you become a partner. Reason being is we still need to support our legislative efforts on the ground. And one of the biggest ways that we're able to be so successful is because we've retained our Gentum partners and Scott Rutledge. Without them, there definitely would not be a bill. Pretty much, we created the proposal, which Assemblyman Yeager sponsored, and that's all we really knew how to do. Scott Rutledge and Argentum took it from there and really took it home with us. So thank you for our partners who are supporting us more financially. We absolutely appreciate you, and we want to recognize our first supporting partner. This is a great success story, exactly what we want to do at the Chamber. This partner was looking for top talent, high-level talent. We were able to partner them with one of our Chamber members, who I now is on their team, doing very well. So please help me welcome our supporting partner, Taproots.
All right, and you know them as one of the best neighborhood shops, and goddamn, I'm a big fan of the Bio Jesus. So let's give it up for Silver Sage and Remedy.
And finally, our last partner, our campaign partner, which Silver Sage is also our campaign partner, is one of the largest MSOs in the United States. But it goes to show you that the people on the ground are the ones that make the difference, and they're the ones that bring life into the community. So we are so grateful to have Curaleaf as our campaign partner. 2 claps for Curaleaf. And especially want to recognize, I don't know if he snuck in, but Nathan Walschmidt, yes. Nathan's been riding with us before we even started the Chamber. Thank you for coming, thank you for showing up and never giving up on getting Curaleaf to be our big partner. So thank you. Yes, all right, next up is a segment we like to call Roll Call. Yes. This is 1 minute to pitch you who they are, so kind of like a fun Shark Tank, so you can get to know them a little bit better. So we are first going to start off with my homies over at Cannaline. Please give it up for founder Chris Johnson and brand manager Jaybird. Now we're very strict on the 1 minute.
We are timing.
We are strict. Just ask the chamber board. We are strict.
She made sure I did 1 minute too, so.
You got 1 minute.
Okay, so you guys, my name is Christopher Andrew Johnson. I'm the CEO and founder of Cannaline, and this is my right-hand man. This is my head of sales, Jaybird, and we are the duo behind Cannaline. Now, Cannaline, thank you. Hey now. Now, Cannaline is a sugar-free vegan syrup that you can add to any beverage. And one of the benefits of it is we make an unflavored syrup that you can even add to food. So you can make a 10 milligram salsa, you can make a 20 milligram barbecue sauce. It really puts the power back in the consumer's hand. So our product is very reasonably priced. It's a 100 milligram for $6 wholesale, and that's who we are. So thank you, Chamber of Cannabis, for letting us talk. And
I say 100 milligrams.
hope you guys have a good one.
$6. You said 100 milligrams.
All right, if you need to get in touch with these folks, please let us know. Next, I definitely want to give a warm welcome to someone that came here all the way from New York, David from LeafLink. All right. He said he's going to go over, so we might have to slap the mic out of his hands. All right. David, you have 1 minute starting now.
What 1 minute? Thank you. Dave Zellinger. My accent hadn't given it away. I obviously came in from New York. I work for LeafLink. For those of you who don't know LeafLink, our core product is our marketplace. We connect buyers and sellers really from seed to sale. My focus is on the financial side of the business. So I provide funding. Everything from bulk purchases from growers to manufacturers out to the retail level. For those who are vertical, I'm able to fund intercompany transactions if you want to start getting paid for a product you ship to your own dispensaries. My title here is Business Development Executive. Business development is pretty straightforward. Pretty sure they threw executive on the back so I wouldn't feel bad when I found out my boss is only 5 years older than my oldest kid. But beyond that, it's been a pretty successful run so far. I've been loving the Nevada market, and I feel pretty strongly that our opportunity here is to help the whole environment grow. That's why I kind of like to say we grow cannabis, even though we've never planted a seed or sold a pre-roll. My goal is really to provide the funding and the infrastructure the industry needs to scale up. So nice to meet everybody. Thank you very much.
Good job. Thank you so much, David. Good job. All right, next up, we have one of our first members when we started last year, David Salzberg of Rad Seed Co. Are you here?
Oh, yeah, he's here.
Oh, yes. Come on up, homie.
Welcome.
If we don't have seeds, we don't have weed.
True that.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
It all
David
started from a
Salzberg, I'm
seed.
with Rad Seed Co. Basically what I do is I produce different genetics. I've been working with genetics for like the last 4 years, but I've been growing since 2009, heavy since 2013. I'm also contracted to produce seeds for Gorilla Glue Genetics. So if you heard of GG4, Blue G, Purple Glue, any of those, we create this. Is it? Can you hear me now? Sorry, everybody. All right, I'll start over real quick. So I'm David Salzberg. I'm with Rad Seed Co., which stands for Relaxed Atmosphere Designer Seeds. It's a long one, right? I work with Gorilla Glue Genetics. I do a couple of things. So Gorilla Glue Genetics, since Josie and Ross passed, I've been contracted to reproduce the seeds for them. That's already been done in genetics. I have my own lines, probably like 15 different genetics that I've been creating over the last 5 years. And then we also do a packaging company. So we do canned cannabis. It's really hard to find in Nevada. There might be one company that's doing it or one dispensary that's putting it out there, but we do hermetically sealed cannabis, right? So we run it through a checkware, we package it, we seal it, we hit it with nitrogen, and it packages it 100% the way it was from today till 5 years from now. No more dry weed, right? So the problem is that people are worried about change. Everybody's stuck on these plastics. Everybody's on Mylar bags. We need to come together and we need to find a new packaging source and get away from glass, as glass is heavy and shipping and it costs you a lot to get that sent over, right? And moved.
Like you're done.
So ours is a 99% recyclable minus the label.
All right,
we are...
that's it. Your minute's up. Sorry, I gotta cut you off.
Sorry guys, if you got a chat, I got information for you. Forgive me.
And I'll tell you, we also do this so that we can get better at our 1 minute elevator pitches, as business folks. So thank you. If you need seeds, go see David.
And definitely has a lot of good ideas, so if you'd like to connect, please reach out. Okay, last but not least, we couldn't have had this meeting without without you. A huge welcome and excited to hear from Cameron and Tiffany from Kana. Please. Thank you. Thank you for sponsoring this for us.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Hello guys, how's it going?
Hello.
We are so happy to have you here. If you don't know me, my name is Tiffany Rose. I am the account specialist for Kana Gummies. Don't be a stranger. Come say hi to me and our co-founder and CEO, Cameron Clark, who's going to tell you a little bit about Kana by Thunderstorm.
Yeah. I want to start by saying that I believe in very much the power of the plant. You're talking to a guy who actually spent a lot of time down with indigenous cultures all over the world doing a lot of plant medicines. And that's what drove me into this industry, and the power of the plant will drive us to the power of our community. And I love the fact that you guys talk so much about community, because that's what this is all about. Let's work together and not get against each other. A little bit about Kana Gummies. We were founded in 2016 in California. This has been an amazing year for us. We have launched our multi-state strategy. We opened up first in Colorado, Massachusetts, and now Nevada a month and a half ago. We are psyched to be here. We are going to grow, and we're going to change the world.
Amen, brother.
Amen.
Don't be a stranger. Come say hi
Big
to
Bob,
us.
I don't need any more seeds.
Thank
I have
you.
so
We like
many.
to say changing the world
I tried,
one
like,
doobie
once
at a
and
time.
I grew 8 and they all fucking got eaten by birds and died.
And one gummy at a time. Thank you. Thank you for making also the gummies with the CBN to help sleeping. Thank you. I take those back to my mom's church and they all love it. Hashtag Senior Christians for Cannabis. All right. So now we're going to have our biggest change maker and legislative supporter come up for a quick little update on where we are with the lounges and our cannabis legislation. Also, if you are looking to move here or you want to move in Las Vegas, I suggest you go to District 9, which is the southwest side. Woo! Because he will be your representative. Please help me welcome Assemblyman Steve Yeager. And if you're not following, he's on Instagram.
And Strava.
Let me get that IG.
How's everyone doing tonight? Let's hear it for Tina and Danny.
Woo!
And by the way, it was Danny's birthday recently, so if you haven't wished her a happy birthday, make sure you do that on the way out. And I want to say, Mr. Ricky Williams, I am a Michigan grad. I was there 97 to 2001, so I enjoyed watching you.
Ricky?
And more than that, I enjoyed all your advocacy after that, so thank you for being here and for all that you have done. I mean, what an honor to be here. And then let's hear it for 18 Bin. What an awesome venue this is. Before I got here, I was on the Instagram Live, and I was like, man, this is going to be out of control. I saw all these chairs sitting here, and I was excited to be here. So my name is Steve Yeager. I'm a politician. I'm a lawyer. Don't worry, I'm not going to talk too much, although I can do that if you want, but I won't do it tonight. I represent Assembly District 9, so I'm in our Nevada legislature, and I just want to tell you why I believe in cannabis and I believe in this industry. Before I ran for the legislature, I was a public defender, and that means I was a lawyer who got appointed to people who couldn't afford lawyers. And I got sick and tired of seeing people in jail for cannabis. Right. Completely ridiculous. I would see these people, and mostly minorities, sitting in jail for days at a time, and I decided this is not right. We need to do something about this, and that started me on this path of making sure that we decriminalize cannabis. And I am just thrilled that we are here many, many years later. We're well beyond criminalization, and so I want to first thank the Chamber of Cannabis. Tina is my constituent in Assembly District 9, and I might be biased, but she's the best constituent in Assembly District 9, I will tell you that. And here's why. We talked about consumption lounges, right? We have this weird law in place where you can buy cannabis, you can consume it, but not in public, and there's no place for you to consume it unless at your own house. Now, how does that work for 40 million tourists coming to Las Vegas? Right. It doesn't work. How does it work for you if you don't want to consume it at your home or you're not allowed to in your apartment? It doesn't work. So we needed to come up with a system of consumption lounges. And Tina came to me and Danny came to me and they said, how do we do this? And I said, I don't know, but I need your help in doing it. And so I will 100% tell you, without the Chamber of Cannabis, without Scott Rutledge, we do not have consumption lounges. They did all the work. I just got to put my name on the bill. And you're all clapping for me, but I am telling you, this is money well spent to be a part of this organization. So we have consumption lounges. They are coming to the state of Nevada, and they are coming quickly. So get ready. And not just consumption lounges. You know what else we were able to do this session with help of the Chamber? We reformed our driving under the influence laws. Because you know what we had? We had a zero tolerance. Anything in your system, you were guilty of driving under the influence. That doesn't make sense. That's not science. Without the Chamber, we would not have been able to do that. So that is coming as well. And so one quick thing I want to tell all of you, you say, well, okay, we got consumption lounges coming, that's great, but how can I help? Here is a way that you can help, and you can help immediately in the next 60 to 90 days.
Hey.
The Cannabis Compliance Board has to come up with the rules around consumption lounges. How are they going to work? Who's going to own them? How are we going to distribute the licenses? They have created 4 different committees, and Tina here is on one of these committees, and it has the best name, and I have to read it because it's a long name. So it is the Social Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Subcommittee. So they're going to figure out how we don't just give more to who already have, but we make sure we open this industry to other people. So if you are interested, you have ideas about how to be involved and how to expand this industry, Tina's the one you want to talk to about that. There are 3 other subcommittees just in case you're interested: public health, public safety, and market stability. So we've got to create the rules. They don't exist. And that's really exciting. So if you're interested in that, please make sure to reach out. And so the last thing I just want to say is I am so incredibly grateful for all of you and for the Chamber of Cannabis. I am your champion in the Nevada legislature for smart cannabis policy, because we got it wrong for a long time in this country and a long time in this state, and we're not done yet. So if you agree with what I say here, I want you to show me that by yelling or screaming or whatever you want to do. So first of all, who is in favor of decriminalizing cannabis for adults? Making sure that nobody ends up in prison or jail for consuming cannabis. And the last one, maybe most importantly, who is in favor of finally saying out loud that the war on drugs has failed and we need to erase criminal records for those who have been convicted of cannabis crimes? We can do it, and we can do it together, and just be rest assured that I will be there every step of the way championing these issues, but I can't do it alone, and I need your help, and I look forward to working with all of you to making this a reality. So 2 years from now, after our next session when we're here, we're celebrating getting that done. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a great night.
Thank you, Assemblyman Yeager. Now you see why you want to move to District 9? Yeah, exactly. If you don't know who your representative is, that's okay. We can help you with that also. They could be really cool and awesome like Assemblyman Yeager,
So
or maybe they'll need your influence and they're not as cool and awesome. So we can definitely help you with that as well. All right, well, one of the main reasons why you guys were all here, besides to see Danny and I and all the other chamber members, is our guest of honor, who plays a huge role, not just on the football field, but now using his influence and platform to talk about holistic healing, to talk about cannabis, and to talk about creating his own brand. So please help me welcome to the stage, Mr. Ricky Williams!
Oh, I thought we were getting a whole more drum.
How's everyone doing tonight? So I want to first say it's an honor and a pleasure to be here with all you wonderful people. You know, I never thought that failing multiple drug tests would really have such a positive influence on my life. It's been great. You know, whenever I'm invited to speak, I don't like to write a speech beforehand because, one, I'm a Gemini and my mind's always is always going crazy, but I really want to be present in the moment, and so just feeling the energy of this group. Right? One of the words that we've heard repeated over and over again is community. It's community. Entheogens, another word that we've heard, psychedelics. Okay, psychedelics, and the etymology of the word psychedelic is soul revealing. Soul revealing. Right? To me, that's not a negative thing. And so I want to come back to community. As a professional football player, and I believe football is the ultimate team sport. If one guy doesn't do their job, the whole team falters. And so one of the things I learned about community, about playing on a team, is the first thing. As individuals, we all have to know who we are. We all have to know what we have to contribute. Okay? Because community is when you have a group of people who all have something unique to contribute and are willing to contribute that. And so, as I left the NFL and started thinking about, what am I going to do with my life post NFL? A part of me wanted to move as far away from cannabis as possible because there's a lot of trauma. Pretty much everyone in my friends and my family circle at one point hated cannabis because, according to them, it had ruined my life. But thank God, right? Things change. And so, so part of my story was I had to find out what I have to offer the world, and it's been a question I've been wrestling with ever since I was 12 years old. And I remember from San Diego, the crib, and sitting at home as a 12-year-old watching Notre Dame football, okay, on NBC. And I wasn't a big Notre Dame football fan, but there was something about Notre Dame and college football that I really fell in love with. And I said, I want to do that. I want to be a part of something greater. And so I decided to become a college football player. And at the time, I never had any aspirations to be a professional football player. But I knew I wanted to do something to make a difference, to give back. So that's what they said in the community, to give back. And so I went to the University of Texas, I won the Heisman Trophy, and I got to the NFL. Thank you. And I finally made it. I finally made it. I was the best football player in college football. I was the best running back in college football history. Okay? I finally made it, and I was ready to give back. Okay? And what I realized is I didn't have anything to give back. I didn't have anything. I thought education is important, so I started to do some nonprofit stuff, and it made a difference. But it really, for the most part, felt like I was pissing on a forest fire, okay? I always wanted to give back, and I was always looking for ways to give back, okay? Fast forward several years, I'm realizing, football is great, but there's more to life, okay? There's more to life, right? I mentioned psychedelics, soul revealing, okay? Right? One of my favorite quotes from Carl Jung, right, is he who looks outside dreams. He who looks inside awakens. Okay? Right? So I feel like I'm my dad preaching. So I had made it, right? I had made it from the outside world. I had everything. Inside, I felt empty. I felt like something was missing. That's why I was smoking cannabis. Okay? And through that process of smoking cannabis, I started to have my soul revealed to me. I started to see, wow, I can be part of something bigger. There's more to life than just football. And I made the decision to pursue that. And I left football and started traveling around the world, okay? There was some controversy. I failed another drug test and all that stuff. But seriously, at that moment, I left the NFL, and this was 2004, okay? Long time ago. And I left the NFL and I had this question: is everything that everyone is saying about me being a pothead that threw my life away, is that true? Or is there another part of the story? And I think, especially the older people in the crowd, we've all had to wrestle with this, right? Is everything that we've been told, is it real? Or is what my heart telling me real? And I think beyond cannabis, we all wrestle with these questions, right? What is the outside world telling us? What is my heart telling me? Okay, and I was right there, but it was on the major stage. Okay, so I trusted my heart and I started traveling around the world. And the funniest thing happened. Okay, I remember I was in Fiji. All right, I was in Fiji on a bus, and some kid walks to the back of the bus and he sits down and he offers me some rice. Okay, this Indian kid offers me some rice, and we start having a conversation. And he looks at me and I don't know, maybe it was the dreads. He said, "Do you smoke weed in Fiji?" And I was like, yeah. so he said, my cousin loves to grow, and I'd love to gift you some. So we got off the bus and he walked me down the street and gave me this big cola. Amazing. Okay. 2 days later, I was walking through Australia, right? Some homeless person laying on the ground. I'm walking by and he looks up and he's like, "Hey, do you want some weed?" And I was like, "Sure." So again, I left the NFL thinking, wrestling with this question: is this good or is this bad? And as I traveled the world, people had no idea I was a football player. People had no idea I was Ricky Williams. People had no idea I just failed another drug test. And I called it the weed fairy, right? It just like followed me around the world, and I started to. And the kicker was, through this process, I had a spiritual awakening. I found yoga. I started studying astrology. I started really taking care of myself. Ooh. And part of my journey took me to studying yoga in the Himalayas. Okay, and I remember I was in the car with my yoga teacher, and we're driving 5 hours up the Himalayas. And we get to a certain point going up the hill where I look out the window, and there's just fields naturally growing cannabis. And at that moment, I knew this can't be a bad thing. There's something real here. Yes. And from that point on, it really has become part of my mission to bring not just the plant, but to bring awareness of our inner world, awareness of our souls. I'm not going to get on my diatribe about the materialism that I think is affecting the whole world and the need for soulfulness, but I definitely believe cannabis is the key for this. And one of the qualities of the soul, okay, is the soul can't be selfish. The soul is group oriented. The soul is community oriented. And I think it's not a coincidence that we all are fans of cannabis, and we all are here as community. And I do a lot of these talks, and I travel around the world, but the vibe here and what you guys have built is something unique, and it's something special, and you guys need to be proud of yourselves for this. Yeah. Because and we see the world is starting to change, but there's so much talk. There's so much talk. It's so refreshing for me to see people that are actually doing the work. So, Tina, Danny, all of you guys, keep up the good work. This is really, really special. Right. So I'll talk a little bit about football because I think it's an interesting story. So I grew up, like I said, in San Diego in the 80s, and in the 80s they had this thing called DARE, which say no to drugs. So we all had to sit in this assembly. And they told us that this stuff was bad for us. And then there was those commercials with the eggs. Yeah. This is your brain on drugs, right?
I won a DARE contest.
And I tried to be a good kid, so I was all in.
For a good essay.
And when I got to high school,
look at me now.
They're the guys that smoked, and then they were the jocks. I mean, we had like one or two guys on the team that smoked, but I wasn't that guy. Okay. So I go to college, University of Texas, and some of the guys would smoke on the weekends, and I would do it just to hang out. I was a freshman, and I wanted to be cool. And I experienced something in the social context, but it wasn't until my senior year. The end of my junior year, I led the NCAA in rushing and scoring, and I had an opportunity to go to the NFL. But I wanted to win the Heisman Trophy, so I decided to come back for my senior year. But there was a tremendous amount of stress, right? There was a potential that I would get hurt, that I wouldn't have as good of a year, and that I wouldn't meet my goals, all right? But I was ready to do this. And so, funny story. About 2 weeks into my senior season, I had a horrible game. We played Kansas State. I think I had like 20 yards. I thought I was out of the Heisman race. Found out that my girlfriend was sleeping with the quarterback.
Oh, nuts.
It was a rough week. It was a rough week. And I remember I got home after I found out all this news, and my roommate said, "Dude, you just need to chill and you need to smoke this." Okay? So he passed his bong over to me, and I hit it a couple of times. And it kind of snapped me out of my funk. It snapped me out of my funk. I said, "You know what? I'm going to go to Blockbuster." For those who don't know who Blockbuster is.
Yes, Blockbuster.
VCR tapes. I mean,
What's
so,
up?
I went to Blockbuster and I rented Blazing Saddles. Yeah. Right? A really old movie. Okay? Rented Blazing Saddles. It just came to me. Go get this movie. I've been wanting to watch it for a long time. I laughed my ass off. Okay? And I read an article the other day about the healing power of laughter. Okay? And how many times have we been made fun of, right? Getting the giggles. Okay? Right? The healing power of laughter. So I laughed. Right? I let go of a lot. I let go of the game. I let go of the stress, okay? The next 2 games after that, back-to-back 300-yard rushing games, okay?
Yeah, okay?
And for those you don't know about football, a good football game is 100 yards rushing, okay? I had 3, back-to-back, okay? And at that moment, I knew there's something special here. There's something special here, okay? Because one of the things about Now I'm moving into Heisman, okay? One of the things about sports, or I think about anyone who's achieving at a high level, right? Who grinds, who shows up, okay? Right? When we show up, okay, it drains us. It wears us out. And if we don't have some way to go and recover and reconnect to purpose so that we can come back and do it again, we're doing ourselves a disservice. And so as I continued playing in the NFL, and I was using cannabis, and I realized I used cannabis because it helped me do just that. It helped me deal with whatever battlefield, and football is really a battlefield, but not only the physical stuff, you know, the emotional stuff. I'm a sensitive guy. The emotional stuff. When you're a professional athlete, everyone is talking about you. Everyone is talking about you, right? And I was having a difficult time dealing with that. I found when I consumed cannabis, I got to reflect. I got to let go. I got to get perspective. Clear my mind and be ready to get up and do it again, okay? And I think for anyone that wants to achieve their goals in life, we need to learn to take care of ourselves. We need to learn to recover. And I think cannabis can help us do this. And so I'm launching a brand this upcoming football season called the Heisman, Highsman. Because for me, again, starting with the story, growing up, sports and cannabis were always separated, you know? Like the kids that smoked got a really hard time. I felt bad for them. Got a really hard time from the coaches. It was always separated. And I think even in our culture, right, separated this idea of we need you guys to work your ass off, right? But don't open your mind, okay? But don't open your mind. And so I'm all about changing this. I'm saying the only way to achieve our full potential is to tap into something deeper inside of ourselves. And whether it's cannabis, whether it's meditation, whether it's mushrooms, whatever you do, this is really the mission behind Heisman. That if you want to achieve in the outer world, you got to start with here. You got to start here first, okay? And part of starting here first is finding your community that makes it safe to be yourself. That makes it safe to talk about these kinds of things, okay? That makes it safe to be yourself. That makes it safe to be honest. I remember that the moment that kind of led to my cannabis fame was after I retired in 2004, and I was in Northern California studying Ayurveda, natural medicine. And somehow ESPN and 60 Minutes found out what I was doing, and they sent their top guy, Mike Wallace, this guy to come intimidate me and have it interview me. And so we're sitting down having a nice interview, and it gets to that moment, right? And he says, "Ricky, if you had to take an NFL drug test, would you pass it today?" And as he asked the question, like, part of me was saying, lie. But I couldn't, you know, and I like bit my lip and I said, no. And so coming full circle, I feel like what I have to offer, we call it advocacy, but I feel like as a famous person, as a professional athlete, what I have is a platform. And on that platform, all I can do is tell my story. And that's what I'm here to do. Because it's real. And I've achieved a lot. And cannabis has been an ally. Right? And to me, hopefully the regulations, the rules, the bullshit drug testing in sports will come to an end. And I'll end on this. I think it's interesting that Sha'Carri Richardson, the U.S. track star, who probably would have won gold in the 100, wasn't allowed to run. And it was a big story. It was cool, I used to get shamed for it. Now CNN calls me up and says, "Hey, can you come talk about cannabis?" But it was weird. So back in 2004 when I got in trouble, no one said anything. Nobody, publicly at least. Not positive, okay? And to see all of the athletes, all of the people really step up and support Sha'Carri in this movement was just really wonderful. And I think what sports, as we bring sports and cannabis together, I think what it can create is wonderful. And we're looking for partners and people to help bring this to fruition. I'll end on, it's about community. So let's keep it going, let's work together, and let's change the world.
We actually have 3 questions for you, Ricky. So we have 3 questions for Ricky that we fielded previously from some of our members who are huge fans. As soon as they saw the graphic go up, we immediately got text so they could tell me all about how much they loved you. So our first member that we'd like to field the question from is Nathan Van Treese. He is actually the only medical cannabis dispensary in Nevada, up in Fallon. Nathan, give us a wave. Only medical. We want to see see him be able to sell to anybody so that he can service the whole community. So we're helping him with that. But his question to you, Ricky, is what was your experience like in Australia and how did it shape where you are now in the cannabis space?
Australia, wow. Okay, yeah, I'll get right to the point. So, I retired from the NFL, and when I retired from the NFL, I'm telling you, it was this cool moment where, so the NFL, the way it used to be, once you get in the drug program, it's serious. Like, you got to talk to a drug counselor once a week for an hour, and they test you 9 times a month, okay? And if you travel, here's the deal. If you travel, you have to tell them where you're going, what time you're going to be there, what the address is. And if they call you, you have 4 hours to get to whatever address you told them, or it's a failed drug test. So it was stressful, among other things. And so when I decided I was going to retire, to call up the NFL and say, don't worry about this failed drug test because I'm going to Australia. And I'm glad I did, because there was, at this time, there was a lot of negativity around cannabis. And I think if I had stayed in the States and hung around, I think it would have gotten to me. I would have started to believe what they were saying. But to be able just to get away and be around people who had no idea who I was, it gave me the opportunity to really know who I was outside of being just a football player. And I think sometimes even, whether it's our own sessions, in our own space for an hour or two a day, or we might need a week away, or we might need a year away. It's like I said earlier, we all need to find a way to take care of ourselves and to connect to who we are on the inside. And so my time in Australia really opened my mind, and it really set me on my spiritual path. It was a safe place for me to grow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, thank you for the question.
Thank you. Great question, Nate. All right, our next question is coming in from Gold member Full-Time Tony, owner of Culture and Cannabis and Smoke and Fire, my homie. Tony wants to know, what are the major obstacles that you're seeing? Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Tony wants to know, what is the best piece of advice that you've received while playing football that you were able to apply to the cannabis industry?
Well, I think in general, and this is general life advice, and it applies to everywhere, is to not make excuses, So in my spiritual studies, okay, one of the main tenets is this idea of dharma. Like, we all have a purpose, right? We all have a purpose, okay? And that purpose we can connect to on the inside. And in the old yogic text, they say, do your duty and let go of the attachment to the result, okay? And what that means to me is, especially people in this room, okay? I think what we all have in common is that we're ahead of our time, okay? And if you're a person who's ahead of your time and you're looking to the people around you, the normies, right, for justification, you're going to be in trouble, okay? And so this idea of just doing your duty, trusting that inner voice, no matter what the results say, just keep doing your work, and in the end, you come out on top. Because nobody thought I'd be up here launching my own cannabis brand. Nobody thought that cannabis would become legal. No one thought cannabis was even a positive thing, but I trusted my heart, and I kept on going. And so that advice across the board is trust your heart and let go of the attachment to the result.
Yes.
Thank you. Great advice. No excuses. Next question is coming in from our green member, Sam McAdams, who oversees sales at Flora Vega. Sam, I think he's in the back over there behind the plant. All right, Sam wants to know, what are the major obstacles you see in replacing opioids and pharmaceuticals with cannabis in the NFL?
Honestly, the major obstacle, it used to be the stigma, but I think that's changing. One of the things we see is that a lot of people still trust their doctor more than they trust their heart, and that's a tricky subject. But we mentioned earlier about attorneys that are supportive of cannabis use. I think for so many people, when a doctor or these people you talk to, you tell them that you use cannabis, it's already like turns into this kind of negative thing, and so this stigma, I think, has hurt a lot of people. In the NFL, I was going to say it's players speaking up and sharing honestly about their cannabis use. But we're starting to see that happen more and more. And we're also seeing the NFL, for instance, starting to change their outlook. In this last collective bargaining agreement, the NFL came to the owners and they said, we're taking cannabis off the table as a substance of abuse issue. This is a health and wellness issue. And them taking that stance is really what's helped change. So now unlike myself, there won't be any football players being suspended for failing cannabis drug testing.
Woo!
We're getting there in the NFL, but it's just more people being honest and telling their stories.
Thank you.
Like you.
Like me, exactly.
Thank you for being here. We so appreciate you and look forward to working with you. Yes, let's give it up for Ricky. All right, so we are almost finished. Just a couple quick announcements and acknowledgement. I just want to shout out Vegas Cannabis Magazine and every chamber member who made it into the movers and shakers. Thank you guys for being a part of building something. We appreciate Stephanie Sheehan and everyone over at Vegas Cannabis for recognizing what we're doing. So please make sure you follow them, show them some love. We also want to make an acknowledgement today for somebody who has done an excellent job at being a member, and we are promoting her as of last week to the executive administrator for the chamber. Please give it up for Jodeci.
Buzz, buzz.
She has been such an angel. When she came in, what can I do? What do you need help with? And she's made herself the obvious choice. She also, another success story, just joined the Curaleaf team this week, and Curaleaf, again, is one of our strategic partners. So we thank you for that alignment. And I also want to recognize somebody that worked their ass off this month doing a job that nobody on our board wants to do. She truly was the MVP of the month. That is our Secretary Treasurer, Shelby Stanley. Please give it up for her. Nobody wants to be Secretary Treasurer. So thank you, Shelby, for all you do. And now brings us to the raffle. Ashley, beautiful Ashley, can we have come on up? We have lots of great prizes. 2 baskets from Hana. We have a $100 gift card to Apothecarium. We have $100 to Smoke and Fire. We have a bong from Jerome Baker. We have a Pulani gift basket from our our advisor of small businesses, Tasia. So lots of great prizes. If you get pulled, you get to go pick the one you want. All right.
That's like 800.
Please get your raffle tickets ready and pay attention so this doesn't take 10 minutes.
There's not 800 tickets in this bowl.
All right, we got 9859 735 735.
I don't know.
9859 735. Oh my gosh, it's Officer Tom! What? Guys, retired. I just want to tell you how awesome a connection was that we made through the Jerome Baker homies. Tom is a retired detective on Metro who wants to be involved more in the cannabis industry. Look out for our public safety. Be a great resource. We love cops who love cannabis.
Oh, he's
a cop. Cops who love drugs. All right, next up, Tom, pick any present that you'd like. You'd probably want the barbecue gift card if you ask me.
I'm just gonna leaf in my tit.
Next up we have.
Woo! It's getting windy. Here we go.
9859 345.
Vegas tsunami is about to start.
9859 345.
No wind heat.
98345. No. All right, we're going next.
You got a leaf already?
985 9679. 9679. You got the first one, David? All right, it's David from Leafly. There
Told
goes
you
the
it's starting. The tsunami's starting. Oh my god.
Tiger down. All right, we're going to keep moving along. Next up, we got 9859926. She did. Okay. Sam from New Leaf. Good things happen to good people. It never fails. Okay, now we have 9926. 9926. That's you, new guy we don't know. Yeah, woo! You're gonna go over there, sir. Thanks for coming. All right, I think we have one more. Who's it gonna be? It is 9859596. 596. 9859596. Any takers? Tell me. Yes, she told me. Yes. And I think this is the last prize then. Anybody for 596? Going once, going twice. You're out of here. All right, next up. 9859570. 98570.
We're at the Chamber of Cannabis event.
Any winners? Any winners?
Ricky Williams.
We got a winner? Quadria? Quadria? Ah! Wait, no. No, Casey? 9570? Yeah. Casey! He's right in there. Casey, new member! All right, is that all the prizes? Or is there one more basket? Danny, do you know if there's one more? Two more. All right, Ashley, two more. Thank you all for who purchased a raffle ticket. If I didn't say this already, we're all
a lot happening
here. This definitely helps to go around the organization. Next up, we got 9859339. 339.
This guy gave me tequila.
339. No 339.
Tequila.
Also, if you're headed out the door, grab a chamber pin if you are a member. We have new chamber pens. Oh, yes, yes, yes. The bags. You should actually probably go ahead and give those to people before they walk out. All right, 9859555. Do we have a winner? 555. Who is it? Who is it? Tiffany? All right, last one. 9859806.
Guys, it's really about to be a Vegas windstorm.
9859806. Yes, Aaron, our pretty much MVP volunteer. Again, great things happening, great people. Aaron, go get your prize. She does all the merchandising over at Planet 13. She's awesome.
All right.
Oh, someone dropped their vape. Okay, hopefully the last one. 9859640.
They didn't get a raffle this time.
640. Any takers? 9640.
All right, y'all. Y'all were at the Chamber of Cannabis event for this month. We had special guest Ricky Williams. I'm about to go chat it up with him.
369.
About to go make some more
369.
connections.
Where you at?
Before the wind takes us.
Where's the winner?
Everyone here, it's just the cannabis community. Everyone's pro cannabis. They're pro. There's even cops here that smoke cannabis. So.
No one for 369.
Everyone's just trying to break the stigma.
369.
Get low, get low, get low. All right, everyone have a great night.
9859
Stay faded, stay elevated.
717, where are you at? We gotta find
Have a great weekend.
We got Matt.